everybody, and welcome to this exciting episode of the Next Level Women podcast. In this video, I'm going to teach you the only tech you need to actually build a profitable and successful coaching business. Now, this topic is so close to my heart because so many women, especially women over 40, struggle with the technology to build their business. And this struggle with the technology is holding you back from actually building a successful business. And many people feel so overwhelmed when it comes to the technology to build a coaching business. And this is really sad because at the end of the day, you started your business because you had a heart centered mission, you have a vision for your business, and you had no idea that you had to figure out the tech. And maybe you've tried hiring people in the past and it didn't just work out, right? Like my coach will say, you need to know every aspect of your business. And figuring out the tech is so important because you don't want to be held hostage by anybody. I know you might think the tech is confusing, but I want to tell you if you can order on Amazon, if you can use Netflix, I bet you can figure out the tech. And maybe you've watched other coaches and they've suggested different tools, and then you're just overwhelmed. But what if there was just one tool you could use to run your entire business? And that's why I wanted to do this video today, because I am so disheartened when I see women who struggle with the tech, and that struggle holds them back from actually building a successful business. So I'm going to say this before I dive in, that to sign your first 100K clients, like to get to $100,000 in your business, you really, really don't need technology. You don't need a website. You don't need funnels. All you need is a Zoom account, which most people do because many of us use Zoom for work, or we use Zoom to catch up with family members. So you need a Zoom account where you do your client coaching. You also need a way for people to pay you. So Stripe. So I know maybe you've used a Cash App or PayPal into your personal account, but if you want to look like you know what you're doing in business, you need to have a structured way for people to pay you. And one of those ways is Stripe. Okay, so you need a Zoom account, a payment process, and then you need a scheduling link, right? So how will your clients get on your calendar? Those are the three things you need to get to your first 100K in business. Okay, so all of that to say and to encourage you that you do not need to be overwhelmed with the technology. Once you've made your first 100K, then you have some breathing room to actually figure out the tech, especially if you want to get to multiple six figures and seven figures like I want to get to. Then you need to automate your business and systematize your business. That's where technology comes in. And I'm going to show you just one tool that will systemize your entire business. Okay, so please do not be overwhelmed. Okay, somewhere along the line, somebody has told you that you need a website, you need a funnel, you need a scheduler, you need email marketing, automation, client management, payments process, forms, replays, integration. And because of all of that, you've told yourself, I am so terrible at tech. I do not understand systems. It all feels too much. And all of those things you've been telling yourself is actually keeping you stuck. That's why you're not successful. And then you delay, you overlearn, and you're on YouTube watching different videos. You hesitate to sell because subconsciously you've told yourself that you need all of this technology in order to be successful. So I have helped you to demystify all of those to say, no, you do not need all of those to start. You can start signing clients with just those three things I told you. A Zoom account for your coaching calls, a scheduler where people can get on your calendar, and then a payment process. So set up Stripe is very easy. There is a processing fee. I think it's 2.9% plus 30 cents at the time of recording. But you just have to chuck this as the cost of doing business. Okay. So just getting people to send you a PayPal directly to your personal account doesn't look professional. Okay, so those are the three things you need. Now, before I delve into the exact technology you need when you're ready to scale, so over $100,000 and to multiple six figures and seven figures, I want you to think about this in terms of business functions, not just the specific tools. So I'm going to tell you the business functions you need to solve for in your business to get to multiple six figures, seven figures to automate your business. The goal of tech in your business is to foster ease so that you can automate so your business works for you even while you sleep. So that's the goal of automation. So let's talk about functions. There are six key things that your business needs. First is your digital home. So I call this the shop front. Okay. You might call this your website, but it's an online presence where it's just one place where people can go to learn about who you are, understand your work, how you help people, and decide whether they can trust you and then take the next step. So that's one thing you need. That's a function, an online presence. The second thing you need is a calendar scheduling. I already talked about this. If someone wants to talk to you, there must be a simple way for them to book a call. No back and forth email that says, oh, what time works for you? Oh, 2 p.m. Oh, is that Eastern time or Central time? No. As a professional, you don't want all of that confusion. You just want a simple calendar scheduling that people can book a call with you. It will automate the confirmation. It will automate reminders so that people actually show up on the call. So that's the second business function. The third is a virtual session. So I already talked about Zoom. So I'm going to skip that part. So that's the third, Zoom. The fourth is a way to capture and nurture relationships. So there has to be a way where you can collect email address from people and then nurture them in the back end. That's where CRM comes in. Okay, so that's one business function you want to automate. So when I say capture email address, think of this as your lead magnet, your opt-in forms. How do people sign up for your free lead magnet? How do people sign up for your workshops? All of these have to be automated. Okay. So when people join your email list, there has to be a way that you nurture them in the background. That's where funnels coming. That's where automation's coming. You also need a way that you can organize your content and resources that you can send to people. So remember, I talked about business functions. We're only talking about business functions. Now, having said all of this, the only one tech tool I recommend that removes all the overwhelm is called Go High Level. Now, before I found Go High Level, I was using multiple tools. I was using WordPress for my website. I was using ActiveCampaign for my email nurturing. I was using ClickFunnels. In fact, ClickFunnels was costing me over $300 per month. Yes. But now with Go High Level, I only pay $97 per month and it has all the tools I need to run my entire business. Yes. Now, when I had all of these different tools, Flowdesk, at some point I used Flowdesk, at some point I used MailerLite. My business was kind of fragmented. So I was having to duct tape systems together using Zapier. Now, if you don't know what Zapier is a tool where you can use APIs to link software together. It was driving me crazy. And I know you want to save money, you want to do free tools. But the thing is, when you realize that those tools no longer suit your needs, it's going to be challenging to migrate. This is why I highly recommend that you set up your business properly from the get go. Okay, so $97 per month for Go High Level, and I'm going to drop a link for you to go check it out. $97 per month is a no-brainer. Okay. And I did a detailed workshop on exactly how to automate your business. And I actually shared my screen. You're going to see my exact CRM. You're going to see how I use the lead magnet, the automation step by step. I'm going to link that video below. It's titled How to Automate Your Coaching Business. It was a workshop I did. You can watch it for free because my goal is that never, ever, ever is tech overwhelm an issue for you again. So head on over and watch that. If you want me to build your entire business for you, I can do that as well. The entire tech behind using Go High Level, I can do that as well. But first of all, I want you to watch my screen where I show you exactly how the entire system works, how I automate my lead generation, how I automate my lead nurturing, how I automate my payments, how I automatically take payments all on Go High Level. You can also do the scheduling on Go High Level so that you don't need to have Calendly, right? Most people use Calendly for scheduling, but with Go High Level, you can have everything in one place. Now, I know you might have questions. You might have questions about all of the things I just said. Yes, I'm happy to answer your questions. Just drop your questions below. I answer all of the questions on YouTube. Tell me, what's your biggest takeaway today? Have you been feeling stuck because of tech? Has tech held you back? I tell you, when I have helped my clients implement tech in their businesses, they have told me that they're able to sleep better at night. It's just so much easier when you're not worrying about your tech. Okay. So I want to encourage you to take the steps to just figure out your tech. And you know that forever and ever, even when you get to multiple six figures and seven figures, your tech is figured out. I'm so excited because if you tell me in the comments that tech is no longer your issue, I feel like my job is done. Okay. So I'm like I said, I'm gonna add the link to the workshop I did where I work people step by step on exactly how to automate your entire business using Go High Level. So go on to the show notes if you are listening on the podcast or if you're watching on YouTube, it's in the description below. Thank you for listening today. I will see you back here on the next episode.